Greetings and welcome to Into the Pit. We're here tonight with Bruno from HYPNOS, legendary Czech thrash metal, death metal band. How are you?
I'm fine. Last 2 years, quite much limited by COVID restrictions.
Yes, of course.
So we played really a few shows over the last 2 years. And we a little bit got lazy. You know, we are living quite far away each other. One guitarist lives in Prague, other guitarist lives 50 kilometers away from me, drummer is from Slovakia, and border was closed many times and the town was locked, and we didn't have much chances to meet and to join each other. So finally, on Saturday, we have the first rehearsal after maybe 6 or 7 months, because for February we got 4 shows scheduled in Czech Republic. So we have to practice over the weekend, and we are just getting ready to roll the ball again.
It sounds like it's that way for everybody, huh?
Yeah, I'm just through, you know. Yeah. Normally, then many people would say, "Yeah, we are hungry. Let's come on, let's kick some asses and so on." But I feel it by myself like that. That it will need a little time to get back in previous form. You know, in previous hunger and the previous routine on stage, and to get it back in my hands and get the lyrics back in my head, and just it's gonna need a time.
Yeah, I must say you're right. It has a tiring effect to this whole pandemic, and everything is slower. I'm finding that a lot of things that I need to organize as well, everything's going so slowly, and it's really tiring.
And plus you have your daily job, you have your family duties, just you make your living or whatever, you have some hobbies, and then you find out that the day is too short for all of that.
Yes, correct. And now everything is going to bottleneck and you have to get active again. I know the feeling.
I always say it's about the priorities. You know, if you want to do anything, you just find your time and you find your power to do it. But it starts in your head. You must want to do it.
No, if you want to, then anything is possible. Yeah?
Everything, yes.
Bruno, it's been ages since we played together in, what was it, Bischofswerda? No.
I don't remember, Johan.
Was it?
No. Voice of Destruction?
Yes.
I don't even remember Voice of Destruction playing in Europe. Crazy.
It's so long ago.
Remind me which year it was.
It was 96.
96. I got a photo from the hotel in Czech Republic in our hometown.
Yes.
We are on the poor hotel room. I remember that, 96.
Yes. But that was awesome. I think we played Slovakia. It was about 2 or 3 shows. We started and we played with you, and then we went with Katatonia and in the woods.
We played? Yeah, we played with them?
Yes.
Just a single show or tour?
No, a tour.
It was a tour?
Yes.
Could be nice.
But it was, then Katatonia was still very young, so long ago.
I remember first albums. One of the first CDs I had ever in my collection was the mini album of Katatonia, Vis Elohim, or whatever, I don't remember actually. But it was a slipcase, Reflect, you know, and then you got the Blood River album at the time.
Yes.
With Injection in the jewel case. It was
Morbid,
a good idea.
Morbid Records.
It was a good idea.
Yeah, sadly it was only the album and the tour, and that was it. I think we played another festival in South Africa after that, and that was. But you guys, I saw you. Didn't we meet also in Johannesburg?
Possibly.
Yes, I was there at the show.
Did you live in Namibia before?
Yes.
It's you who drove from Namibia hundreds and hundreds kilometers
Yes.
to
Yes.
Johannesburg.
Yes.
That's what I remember. Yeah.
Thousands.
Was 98 or 99?
It could be.
Yeah. It was a nice trip for us. And it was this time, February.
Yeah. Yeah.
When you moved to Europe?
I moved here for the first time 2008. And then I
2008.
went back to Africa for 2 years and now back since 2011.
So you are 14 years in Germany now?
Since 2008, is it that much?
About.
Yeah, right.
Almost 14 years.
Almost.
And what's the reason? Why did you decide to move from Africa to Europe? It's
amore. Amore.
German one.
Yes. But she lived in Namibia and worked there for 10 years. And then we had 2 kids.
She was German or Namibia?
Yes, German.
She was German.
And then
you both moved back to Germany.
Yeah, and we had 2 kids and we decided it's better to go to Namibia because Namibia is not doing so well, unfortunately.
Understand. And you know that these countries are quite isolated. If you imagine you wanna just work for Metal Underground or whatever, the Central Europe is much better place. The shows and magazines and anything, it's more stick together.
Yes, but I mean, think about it. Even the US isn't that good anymore. Huh?
I've been there, and I personally tend to tell you I like to be anywhere where the kind people are.
Yes.
You know, because the place where you are, it's mostly about the people. And if you find kind people, and if you have a chance to recognize new cultures and new language, new food, new drinks, and architecture, you know, the way of living and so on, that's always fine. But I tell you honestly, I'm always happy when I can return back home, because Central Europe, and for me, Czech Republic and the area in Czech Republic where I live is the best place for me. I love it.
Yeah. It's also
no wars, no storms, just safety, more or less. You know, it's just I'm not scared to walk the street over the nights. You know, and I'm used to live here. I was born here. If you know the language and everything, it's much easier for me.
It's home for you. And I remember when we were there, it was very pretty there. It was I really enjoyed the time there. That was one of the highlights for me on the tour.
Yeah, really. Tell you, when I left Cravator and Paul Speckman replaced me in the band, he was American, and at the time the Master was a band we were looking up there. It was a big band for us. And I didn't understand at the time why he decided to move from the United States to Czech Republic, from America. And you know, even in Kami regime, that if you said America, it was like paradise or universe for us. And that this guy decided to move from this paradise to small Czech Republic,
and now
place where most of the Americans don't even know where it is, or if it even exists. And he told me, I can do the things here in Czech Republic I could never do in America. I can leave the house open, unlocked. I'm not scared, and it's fine place to live. And I tell you, I got it after many years that he was right. I understood him, why he decided to do this. Yeah,
there are many musicians. You might know him, Chris Holmes. He used to play for Wasp, 80s band, and he moved to Paris or France. You know, and he said the same thing. He said the US, it's terrible. The state of rock music and heavy metal is dead. Mm-hmm. And he also said the quality of living is much better.
Mm. Yeah.
But I mean, Paul he came from Chicago, so that's quite a city to come from.
Yeah, but he also lived in Arizona. I'm in Phoenix, and he changes several places. I mean, in states where he lived. But anyway, I hope he's satisfied here. You know, he bought a little house, he got married, and yeah, everything's close. You know, you want to go to Germany, you want to go to Austria, want to go to Poland. Everything's close, and different language, different people, different cultures. I thought it's really also for traveling.
Yeah, well,
if anybody was traveling and recognizing new places and new countries, that's perfect. That's perfect.
That's well situated. And but Paul is living in Uherské Hradiště.
In a suburb.
Okay.
It's called Staré Město. In translation, it means old town. And it's a funny thing is that he bought a house approximately 200 meters from the place where I used to live for 25 years. But I moved from the place and he moved theirs. But anyway, it's really 200 meters.
Oh, great. Just for everybody that's listening, we're talking about Paul Speckman of Master. So
yeah, they are doing well. You know, they still get the name, and I can see on the social media that really the band is still in. It's not dead at all, and they are really doing well.
Oh.
They are doing tours, American tours, and the South American tours, Europe, and so on. And they are releasing new albums every 2-3 years, and really doing well.
But yeah, they're the Motorhead of death metal, or what? Probably.
Up to them, this is their taste.
Yeah. So tell me, it's been interesting. You know, I got to know you obviously with Krabbethor, and the album at the time was Lies, I think.
95, yeah.
Yes, yeah. Lies. Yeah, exactly. And then obviously you promoted that in the following year. That's what I got to know you with. You followed up with Orthodox. I think it was an EP. And that was all on Morbid Records. What happened? Did you that made you decide to leave the band?
Personal issues with Christopher.
Okay.
Actually, we both were the leaders, and I don't know what actually happened or changed, but I haven't feel too comfortable in the band anymore, and I lost the feeling that we are on the same shore, that we are fighting for the same thing. And I started to feel kind of rivalry. I don't know the word for it.
Rivalry.
I started to feel we are fighting each other. Who is better? Who knows better some things, and so on. And the power of the band was getting split. And I didn't like it, because I always said all the band members must focus their powers forward to move the band as much as possible, to push the band forward as much as possible. And if you feel that you don't want the same thing, and that there are some, how to say that, little inner fights, hidden fights that you don't hear, but you can feel them, that's not good.
Yeah.
And I was really patient because this situation was lasting months, maybe years, and I still was hoping that it gets better, but it didn't. And last maybe 6 or 7 months, we completely broke the communication. We just said hi, and that was it. And I said myself, it has no meaning for me to stay in the band anymore, because Christopher told me it's my band. Okay, I agree, because when I was 15, I joined him. Never mind that the most important things happened when we were together. And I didn't want to fight for the name. I respect that it's his band. So I decided to leave and start with a band and guys that I will be happy with. That atmosphere that will be creative, easy, funny, and it really happened. I mean, the that Krabator without me also the atmosphere got better, but it was just for a short time.
I think, did Paul Speckman sing on one album?
Yeah,
Okay.
Paul Speckman joined me, but the problem was that many of old fans of Krabator didn't accept Paul. I don't know why, actually, because he was famous musician, he was American, he brought a lot of popularity, maybe some new ideas in the band, also some new ways of business thinking, because we were really amateur at the time. But you know, Krabator impressed so many people with the live and orthodox albums, and maybe with the albums before, that just many people didn't get along with this change and didn't accept Paul in the band.
I remember that when I listened to the album with Paul, it sounded different to me. It wasn't the same.
Yeah.
Because Lies and Orthodox for me were really great. I mean, they were fantastic in a quality level up there with all the US bands, everything.
There was more aggression in that,
yes.
in those albums, and maybe Paul brought to the band more of his view on music, like you say, the rock and roll stuff and Motorhead and just groovy things and so. And also he was much older than me, and with the beard he looked older, and also the image of the band changed a lot. So I mean, that was the main reason. But the most important is that the problems that were in the band, even when I was in there, and I point out, this is the problem, this is the problem, this is the problem, let's solve it. And the guys didn't want to hear about it. And when I left, it seemed that atmosphere gets better, but it was really for a short while. And after that, it was back. The problems was back, the same problems.
Okay.
And I mean that it killed the band at the time. The band was falling out. And I told myself before I left, I don't want to ruin my name, because I was working hard for many years to get on some level and to make some name for a band and for myself as well. And if I stay in a band and I have no power to change the, how to say that, the way of thinking and working, I cannot reverse the move down.
Yes.
It would break my name as well, and I don't want it. I want to keep my name on the level of quality. I just want to make my fans and the people who trust me, I just want to make them sure that they can rely on myself, that I'm doing good things, good music, that I keep on the word I say, and things like that. This is important to me.
I think you have achieved that, definitely. And I must admit that when the first releases of HYPNOS came out, I was very in a different place with my band at the time. I started a new band and I didn't follow it too much. And then Olaf, Morbid Records, I think, fell apart or something like that. And so I didn't hear much of your music at the time. It was only later that Olaf sent me your White Crow, and I actually heard what you are doing.
The second last, but it much differs from the previous albums. I have to say that the albums we released when I left Krabator and the albums we are doing now, it's kind of different music. It's still death metal, but there is some development. It's logic that if you grew up, if you get older, you have new influences, new minds, and just new views on the world, and it must change you, and it must change your work.
But I think that's when I listen to it. Just to get back to it, there must be a couple of albums that I've skipped, and then Olaf sent me the White Crow. And I was pleasantly surprised. I mean, the sound quality for me was back where Krabator was. That kind of really, in German you say druckvoll. There's a sense of urgency and it's powerful, but also the music. It wasn't just plain straight and forward death metal. There are many influences in there that I could hear for myself. I mean, maybe you say no, that's not correct, but I could hear different guitar approaches, a little bit of black metal tinge here, a little bit of immolation there, you know, like different styles coming through.
Actually, the White Crow, I don't know if it's the album just to make the whole opinion of the current band, but anyway, the background of the White Crow album is very much about philosophy. The album, it's not monothematic, but more or less all the lyrics are connected with some focusing on positiveness.
Yeah.
I just wanted to speak about the things that people know. You know, I probably never wrote, or maybe with some little exceptions, I never wanted to write the lyrics that are abstract about the rivers of blood and demons,
gore and death and Satan.
I just never wanted to write any fantasies, because for me it's still the same. You are repeating the same formulas, and you say nothing to people, because many bands write lyrics like that, and I always wanted to communicate. Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah. Your lyrics in Cravathor were also not typical. It was always about interpersonal things, situations, political,
social criticism.
Social criticism.
I feel myself that I'm lyrically maybe a little bit close to Chris de Coyer from Gorefest.
Yeah. Okay.
Also, writing lyrics in that way a little bit. Maybe they were more into politics and stuff like that. We are not as much into politics. And as you say, the interpersonal things and the philosophy of life. And I say that the human life is a certain line from the beginning to the end, and actually quite short. And the thing what matters is how you feel in this line, in this period. And important is to feel as good as possible. And most of the time, I understand that you cannot be on the top all the time. There are some sinusoids that you are going down and up. But if there are the things you can change by yourself to better, let's do it.
Okay.
If you meet some girl and you say myself, she's so pretty today, let's tell her, because it's true. It's true. You are not lying. And if you say that, it makes her happy, for example. And whatever, it's little things. It's little things, but affecting your daily life. And the change of daily life is a thing that makes your whole life. And that's what's the White Crow about. I just wanted to talk to the people through my lyrics, to communicate with them, to have a dialogue, to make them understand me and say themselves, hey, I know that situation. I went through such situation in my life. I know it. I know what he's singing about. And that's the thing that probably, in my opinion, can make the fans and the band closer, because they have the same language. And especially these days, I don't want to be negative, you know. And many people around me are just simply negative because they watch the TV, they read the internet news, and they are fucked up with the principle, just because they are. And if you ask them, why are you so pissed off all the time? Just tell me. They don't know. They say everything's fucked. That's not true. There are the things that are good. There are the things that are bad. But if you choose the way that you want to see the positive things and good things, it positively affects you, your wife, your kids, your family, your parents, your sisters, brothers, your friends. And
it's true. And that positivity comes back to you.
That's your message to the world that can make a world. That's what's said in the beginning, in the opening intro on the White Crow. He started to think that makes a world a little bit better, at least. And everybody has the power to do that.
Yeah.
You know, That's what the white crow about. But on the opposite way, the black crow.
That was going to be my question.
Okay. I don't want to steal.
No, that's fine. Go for it.
And on the opposite side, the black crow is actually also focused positively, but with more power and more aggression, because there are the people in the world, there are the movements in the world that you can't change or reverse with nice words, with nice behavior.
Yes.
You can do anything nice and positive, and you cannot change negativity with the words and good behavior. Then I say is the time to push your fist. So that's what a black crow about.
I first thought when I
and more angry album, just to bring the positive things with more power and more aggression.
Yes.
In the place where the good word is not enough.
Once you've reached that point, then you've done all the good things.
So
now you have to be more
young. Both albums fits together by graphics, by lyrics, by message. But the white one is really positive and kind, and the black one is angry.
That's interesting. Yeah, I found it amazing. This when you were kind enough to send me the vinyl. Thank you very much. I know it was a bit cumbersome to get the album here, but eventually it did arrive.
Luckily, it found you.
Yes. And then I held them together, of course, and then I said, wow, there must be a message here. Is this I almost thought at first, is this the angel on this side and the devil on this side telling you things, but it's not quite, as you say.
It's like kind of like Jekyll Hyde, it's yes. The same person, but Hyde was evil, and the Black Crow is not evil. Black Crow is still very good person inside, but just the person that don't want to listen bullshit all the time. When he sees that it makes no sense.
But he's strong and assertive. He's strong behind his message.
Yeah. Because it's like in the society when the society is very tolerating, it can never work. I always say there must be some rules, and there must be some force to keep an eye on these rules that must be observed. Because if you are much tolerated, some people are simply assholes. You can do anything with it, you cannot change it. It's like that. And 99% of the society can behave good, pay the taxes, go to work, and do anything what should be done in good. And even the 1% of the assholes cannot change. You must push them in the face and say, hey, stop and respect the rules.
Pull your weight.
Because there is no way for anarchy, because anarchy is the way to the hell. There must be rules. And the force that people respect.
Yeah. Another thing that I find very well, number one, I must compliment you on the concept. I think it's very fresh and unique. I mean, not only does the band sound it's not your run-of-the-mill death metal. It's very fresh, very varied, and also the entire cover concept and the lyrical content and everything makes for a very interesting release, definitely. And another thing that I find very amazing is that your relationship with Olaf from Morbid has stayed on through to Einheit.
I'm happy for Olaf because he's true guy inside. He's maybe too much old school for my taste these days, because I always tell him, hey, Olaf, we must push the band somehow. We must just accept new technologies and the new things and social medias and stuff. And he's too much set up in the old way of working of label. But I must respect it. It's his decision. It's his business. He's risking his money. And I tell you honestly, without him, I don't know which label would be wanting to release the band like HYPNOS, because HYPNOS is quite small band, and the musical business goes down. The sales are going down, and of course they are looking on the number of views on YouTube. They are looking at the number of likes on Facebook, and if you are on the low numbers, and I'm the person that is not going to buy that. I know it's possible, but I just don't want.
Of course, a lot of people buy the like on TikTok everywhere.
Our numbers are really low to just attract some better label like Einheit or bigger label, and so in some kind of, I'm really happy that Olaf is still wanting to release us, because I know we are not the bestseller on Einheit. You know, they are mostly focused on pagan and folk metal, we like old school. Not really old school, but let's say death metal, traditional death metal band. We just don't have such a strong position in that. But anyway, he's managing the distribution, he's managing the interviews, promotion, and he's doing the things that I would be never able to do by myself. And that's very helpful. That's very helpful.
But I've talked to Olaf now because we're working together. We're also bringing a compilation out towards the end of this year, maybe beginning of 23, on African bands, where we want to give some African bands more exposure. But in that whole process, we've been working together a lot lately, and I've started an Instagram page now for the label. And I always say to him, listen, if there is something, if there's news from your bands or HYPNOS, or send me anything that I can post as well, you know. And
you do it for Einheit, yeah?
Yes.
Ah, that's good. That's good.
So I appreciate it when I get something, you know. It's and that's where maybe he is a bit slow, but he's catching on. He's getting there. I'm working on it.
And isn't it possible, for example, to share some posts from our Facebook? Because I try to bring the news every 3-4 days, maybe. Some of them are local, you know, just focus on
that doesn't.
But some of them, maybe half of them, is international.
Yes,
and then
look. I mean, there are not many followers at the moment. I only just started it. But
everybody started like that.
I appreciated that if everybody shares it, you know, and get it out there. So it's all about reposting and sending it out.
I got an idea. When I post some news on our Facebook that I would say it might be interesting for the internationally and could be suitable for an Einheit page, I will send you a link on via Messenger.
Please,
and you can share it and whatever you want. I will select the important things and less important things, and if I find there's something important, I will send you.
Please do that. I want to grow the channel. And another thing is the channel that we're doing right now is Into the Pit, which I'm growing. It's very difficult to grow, but I'm trying as hard as possible. I've had John from Incantation on the show. I've had Bill Natoya, legendary producer. Martin from Protector.
Martin is a killer.
Britta from Herise. It's a newer band.
Do you know that Martin did guest vocals on White Crow?
Oh yes, correct.
Martin,
correct.
There is continuation. On the first album of Protector is a song called Germanophobe.
Yes,
and, on the White Crow there is Germanophobe 2, part 2, and the Martin is doing guest vocals on that.
How did you get that going?
I'm a big fan of Old Protector. I really love the band, you know, and the first 4 albums smashed me. I love them till today. And even that's a really funny thing about Protector. That lineup on the 4th album completely differs from the lineup of previous albums. The non-person is the same, but the band is still Protector, because you know there were some members just covering some period and covering and covering and covering, and at the end it's a different band, but it's still Protector. And anyway, they've been doing perfect music for me, perfect death thrash. And if you are talking about the guests for yours Into the Pit, I recommend you Harris Jones. He produced two albums of HYPNOS, and he's a living legend.
I know. I tried to get Harris, but he was very.
He's a busy guy.
Yeah, I don't know if it was busy. He was reluctant somehow. I don't know.
Okay. And,
I tried. I wanted to get him, but
you didn't succeed. Okay. Anyway, I tell you, his impact on the metal scene in late 80s
is huge. I mean, Voivod, Immolation, Pestilence.
And even before Creator, Tankard, Celtic Frost. But
no, it's phenomenal.
Pestilence. It's incredible. Halloween, incredible. He did all Walls of Jericho. He mixed Sepultura from Barcelona live.
Yes.
DVD.
Yes. Under Siege.
Crazy. But anyway,
yeah. But the plan is, I want to grow the channel, and obviously, I will also. This is between Olaf and me. I will obviously then also promote Einheit over Into the Pit channel as well, with reviews and stuff.
Any kind of promotion is welcomed. I always say it's a mosaic. It's a little part of mosaic. You can never make a big picture at once.
Yes.
You must create it from the small stones and the small glasses, and then it's complete work done.
That's correct.
Yeah.
So you guys, obviously, like everybody else, must be waiting now for shows that are coming or not coming. But is there anything that you know for sure that you're going to play soon?
Yes. So we are starting next Saturday. It's February 12th in Bruno. It's a small indoor festival promoted, by the way, by German agency. It's a funny thing that we play in Czech Republic, but the show organized by Germans. But actually, it was supposed to be the double show, and the first one should be the festival near Berlin called Frostfeuernachte. But due to COVID, the festival was cancelled. So they kept at least the smaller edition in Brno. So that's what we start. And 3 or 4 days after that, we play in Prague with Debustrol, which is old thrash band in Czech, really famous and popular. And then we play another 2 small shows in Czech Republic, some club shows. So that's 4 shows during 1 week. And then we play winter edition of Slovakian Gotum Festival in March. Plus some more shows, and we have booked 3-4 summer festivals so far, and the things are slowly starting to run up. So I expect that new offers will come soon, because now I finally believe that this year could be better than the previous 2 years. Because when we released the Black Crow album, it's 1.5 years. The Czechoslovakian tour was booked, maybe 15 or 17 shows, so during the weekends, 3 bands, and I was rescheduling the tour for 3 or 4 times, and it's so much work just to ask the clubs and again to communicate with all the bands if they have a time, if they can do that, and to manage to show the shows not to be on the opposite sides. If you do the Friday, Saturday shows, it must be on the same way. And the Czech Republic and Slovakia, it was really a lot of work, and I was rescheduling that for 3 times. And after that, I said myself, stop. I just don't book any shows before there is sure it's open. So now I'm waiting. I accepted some offers, but I even didn't scheduled any show by myself so far.
This is what John from Incantation also said to me. He said, because I said I saw a poster for Partisan.
Yeah.
festival, and their logo was on there, and I said, "Are you playing Partizan?" And he said, like, "Well, I can't say 100% because
nobody knows."
He says, "I hate when people ask me, where are we going to play there? Are we going to play there?" I said, "I cannot guarantee anything."
Yeah,
and,
nobody can guarantee.
And they are only doing their first tour. They did their first tour only a couple of weeks ago in Mexico. First shows.
Perfect.
And now they're playing US with Nile. I think the USA is a bit more. It's working again. I don't know. But yeah,
Nile got the name. I think it's really good opportunity for them.
Yeah,
I personally, I would be happy for the tour like that over Europe, but it's not as easy like it was 20 years ago. There was really just we got more opportunities to be on the tour. This time, if you don't got a lot of money to pay for it, so there is almost no chance to get on some tour. So I'm doing the tours by myself. For example, 2 years ago, I called it tour, but actually it was not the tour day by day, but it was maybe 17 shows in 3 months. But we played Germany, Austria, Hungary, Czech Republic, Slovakia, Poland. Then we went to Ukraine for 5 shows. And from Ukraine, we drove to Baltic states, Lithuania, Latvia, and it was really 9 or 10 countries we played during 3 months. It was a lot of 8,000 or 9,000 kilometers or something like that. We lost a lot of money on that, but anyway, we wanted to do it. We just wanted to present ourselves to new fans, to new countries, to new places, because you roll the snowball. You must find new snow.
Yeah. I had a discussion with it was Ross Dolan from Immolation a couple of years ago. They played a small club here very close by, but it was a building with it was so many bands, 6 bands or something. And I said to him, does that really work out financially? If it's it's 6 bands, you have to split the money. And he said to me, quite honestly, he said, at that time, I think he had a bad day. And he said, it's sometimes, he said, sometimes I ask myself how we're going to do this in the next few years. It's.
And they got the name, and now imagine the smaller brands than they are.
Yes. Yeah. How much does it, do you know? I mean, maybe how much does a label or does a band have to pay to get onto a tour? What kind of money are we talking about?
The money must have the label must have the money to spend for the tour. If they don't have the money, they have nothing to spend. Well, the sales are really low now. Music is on internet for free. I'm downloading by myself. I don't buy the CDs like I was buying CDs before. So everybody's doing like it.
Yeah, so the labels don't have the money, and so the bands can't go on tour.
And the live shows. The live shows earn much more money than selling the records.
Yes.
But the truth is that you must get a name or to attract the people in some way to make them come in on the show. And if the people don't come on the show, you are on the same place like with the sales of the CDs. Nothing.
Yes. You have to be lucky enough to get onto a tour with a band with a name, and then hopefully get more exposure.
I would be lucky to get on any tour. If there would be tour organized by some agency, I don't mind if there would be no name band. I just would be happy to be on the tour, because there would be still the chance that at least some people show up, and we are the band able to play for 10 or 15 or 20 people, because they can give you like on the Facebook. One of them can buy the T-shirt or whatever, and some friend of them will see what T-shirt is it, and the snowball is rolling. You just stick in more and more people, and that's the effect of that. But I still hope I will have still the power to do that. because sometimes it's really tiring, and sometimes
I can imagine.
like you said, hey man, why I'm doing it? Why I'm doing it so long, and what's the reason?
Yeah.
But I really want. I like it.
I
enjoy.
I love it too, and I miss playing live. I miss it a lot, and hopefully there will be a chance again soon. But
I can see you with the guitar a lot of times now.
Sorry?
On the videos, I can see you with the guitar on your videos now.
Yes. Yes, correct. No, so, but there are a few clubs here in Germany, at least in my region here, Osnabrück and Rheine and also Bad Oeynhausen, smaller places. But usually when bands come through, it's quite, the place is packed. So the people are interested, you know. But the thing is, recently I went and it was Marduk with Valkyria. So it was very black metal.
Marduk brings the people. Marduk definitely.
Marduk pulls the people. That's the thing. But the first bands were unknown. I didn't know Valkyria or anything, you know. So if you get onto a building like that, then. But there's another club called the Bastard Club in Osnabrück, and I always have a look there because it's close and I can get there. But they always pull bands that are not necessarily always on tour anyway. They had 80s thrash band Blind Illusion. They had Exciter from Canada.
From Canada,
and I was just like,
band back in the times.
And I was like, how do they get them? You know, like, because I didn't see Exciter doing many shows in Germany.
Yeah.
So it must be a case of they say, listen, do you want to come? And how much do you want? Just come. And they had Exhorder from New Orleans also.
With the overseas bands, it's a problem to pay the traveling costs.
The traveling costs is, yes.
That takes most of that.
But you are around the corner. You're so close.
But nobody knows us and nobody wants us.
Then we need to change that.
Change the band name to Marduk.
Yes, just do Marduk Mark II or Marduk AV.
With W, Marduk.
Marduk. Or with the Motorhead dots.
We had it.
Merduk.
Album. Yeah.
Merduk.
Merduk.
No, but great stuff. It's really awesome to chat to you, and I have very fun memories from those days in Czech Republic. It was really awesome. I spoke to Greg, the other guitarist for Voice of Destruction, a couple of weeks ago.
Is he still in South Africa?
He's still in South Africa, and also to Paul, the drummer, and
Paul was in touch with me. The black hair.
Francois was the black hair.
I was in touch with Paul, and I was sending to Paul some materials, I think.
Oh, that's Paul. He wants to do a documentary.
Yeah, he's promoting bands and little on his Facebook profile, and you know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It was Paul, definitely.
Okay. No, I still am in touch with those guys, and we had a talk the other day, and we talked a lot about the party in the hotel room, and also Agathocles, and you know.
And if you remember, there was a plan to make a common tour in South Africa, Voice of Destruction and Krabator. In not sure, it was a year before we've been there. Yeah. Exactly one, and it's on the back side of our shirts. We have the Rise of Brutality T-shirts, and there is a tour on the back. There are the concerts for the whole year, and at the end in December there are 4 or 5 shows in South Africa with you. But these shows never happened. I don't remember why anymore.
Yeah, and, I don't know.
Yeah, then Pedro, our manager, started to deal with groin churn, and it finally happened 1 year after, and then we played 3 shows in there.
No, that's awesome. I'm glad that happened there. So. We decided to drive.
How is the situation in South Africa these days with the medal and the gigs and so, and the safety and
Ooh, okay, let me start from metal. I don't know. I had a long interview with Paul. You can also check the interview on my channel. It's weird. There are quite a few bands because I did the selecting songs now for the compilation I want to do with Olaf.
Yeah.
But I'm not so in touch anymore with how the scene actually is, if it's thriving, if shows are well visited, and Paul didn't really give me a clear answer there either. I think it's difficult, but Paul is now doing more electro industrial with his wife.
Yeah.
So it's really hard to say. I've always had a very split relationship to the South African scene. I always thought it was very disorganized, very bad promotion. I mean, when I joined VOD, we were supposed to open for Paradise Lost, and that show got cancelled. And then Dio was supposed to come, that got cancelled. And so many bands, and now and then you hear Entombed was there, and it works, but I can't.
I know. There was some festival in Joburg, probably some kind of big festival. I know that Behemoth was there, but Behemoth from Poland.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think also Aseptic Flesh as well. I think
maybe, but I don't remember the name of the festival anymore.
Yeah, I don't either.
But it doesn't exist.
No.
The festival.
But that's typically of South Africa. It always comes out a little bit and then it's gone. And then it comes a bit again, then it's gone. And same with the bands. If there's there's this slam death, and you see a lot of bands coming out. Then when the trend slam death is over, the bands go. There's only a few bands that are still around, like Mind Assault, and they've been there for years and years and years. And that's it. But after the tour, I decided to leave Voice of Destruction, and I went to Namibia, #1, to start working and start my career. And then I just formed my own band, Arcana. And luckily, Olaf also put us on the label later on. At first, we were on a label from the one guy from Metal Hammer, but that didn't work out. And later, Olaf decided to sign us.
Arcana still exists?
We don't exist as a full band. We've done a new album now during pandemic. I decided to, I go crazy if I don't write. So I sat here at home and I wrote, and then I had 10 songs, and I called Sven. He lives in Germany as well, the guitarist. And we did everything over the internet.
Okay.
So
the pandemic times.
Yeah. So hopefully we bring out limited edition CDs in coming autumn also.
And tell me, where in Germany, in which area you live?
Do you know Hanover?
It's up there to the north.
It's sort of north, yeah.
Yeah. So it's area of Hanover.
Yeah, about an hour from Hanover.
I mean, there wasn't Protector from Hanover.
No, Wolfsburg.
Wolfsburg,
But
there was some band from Hanover also, but I don't remember which one. The Halloween.
Hate Squad. We're from Hanover, and then more commercial bands like Victory and Scorpions and.
Scorpions are from Hanover.
Yes.
They are quite big.
Yeah, they're quite big.
They are quite big.
Shall we call them? No, but Wolfsburg is not that far from Hanover, I think.
Yeah.
So yeah. But do that, as we discussed. Send me anything that you have that you want to push, and I'll like I said, I'm not promising miracles, but I'm trying, like you said, small mosaic.
If you put the photo and your little comment on it, you don't have to follow my comment. Just do it by yourself. But any notice, any mention about HYPNOS, even if there is 15 likes, better than nothing.
Yes.
Always. You can always find the new people.
Please do that. Just send it to me. I'll put it on.
Okay, I will.
And also, once we publish the video, I'll send you the link. Then you can also distribute it.
Okay.
Are there any specific links also that you want me to put underneath the video once I post it? If there's anything, you don't have to say now.
Facebook. It's a page that is updated mostly.
Okay.
And YouTube channel.
Yes.
I'm just downloading the videos on our YouTube, and also the Krabator videos. And last time I put the 2 studio reports on that, and I just I'm refreshing the old video clips, for example, and if they are poor quality, I just put them new audio track just to make them sound good. So I'm restoring also the old stuff, and everything I'm loading on our YouTube channel. So
yeah, super.
I wanna make this channel like the most complex collection of the videos of Krabator and HYPNOS.
Yeah, great stuff.
The worthy videos, of course, not any nonsenses, but really official videos, official live gigs, and studio reports and stuff like that.
Fantastic.
Well,
excellent.
well done.
Thank you for taking the time.
Yeah, thank you too. I really hope, Johan, we will meet in Germany, because I
hope so too.
I'm focused on Germany, and when the gates gets open a little more, I'm really willing to ask promoters in Germany and to make some shows. So if we will be in the area where you live, would be perfect to meet again.
Absolutely, that'd be fantastic. No, we'll stay in touch.
Okay, thank you.
Bruno, go well.
You do.
Rock and roll.
Bye. Cheers.
Ciao.